in the article was that there's no standing around casting fireballs in the secret world. You can run around while you're casting. Finally, right? Why? This is a mechanic that I don't understand why this mechanic isn't in every other MMO. Why are casters the only archetype who has to stand still and be calm while they're casting?
I think it's PvP balance. A lot of times you deal with casters having very strong and powerful abilities, and the only way melee classes are able to hold them down or compensate for the fact that they're going to get burst in the face is that if they can keep a caster moving, then they can't take the damage. But if the caster can sit there and hold him down and take the time to cast, they'll take the melee down every single time. So I think I look at this question or this opportunity for casters, and I almost see a PvP problem coming.
But I think a lot of games have sort of adjusted to that a little bit by letting melees have more ability to screw with range class casters or archers or whatever by having jump in abilities like your Jedi Knight doing your big leap, or even just having range abilities on their own or slows or whatever. That it might not be that those might be better ways, I think, to counter for the melees to counter the ranged, and making the range stand there and hit their button every 3 seconds and
I'm with you, Jason. I saw you giving a little thumbs up there while I was talking about it on the back end. I mean, I'm with you. Like, I usually play range. I love to play casters. I usually play mages and stuff. And I don't know. I'm kind of tired of standing around waiting for my stuff to...
I speak in hate for all you melee lovers out there because I've played melee since the beginning. So I feel your pain whether they want to acknowledge it or not.
Now here,
rough mages.
It's rough mages. Yeah. Here's something that really throws me for a loop. I don't know about you guys, but this is something that I'm just completely confused by. The article says that you can only have 3 quests active at once. You can have your story quest, a main quest, and a side quest. That's it. Now, I don't know if we're understanding this correctly and it says active or if they're in a journal, but I could see that being, if you're not allowed to have more than that inside of like a journal, I don't know, that could just be super, super annoying. Or do you guys think it's better to get away from this the quest journal with dozens and dozens of quests like a grocery list? I don't know.
I think it depends on how the quests hub, the quest hubs lend themselves. If you come to a hub and you've got 10 to 15 different quests all in a certain area, you could possibly get really lost. Like, what if you pick one story quest and then one side quest from a different area? Like, it'll kind of hurt you in terms of how fast you can go down like one line. Like, if they were basically all in a linear path, oh, I just said the word linear in MMO. I'm gonna get
no, because that's where I was going with this whole argument, that I'm almost afraid that the fact that they're constraining you to 3 quests is because the game might be kind of linear. That's what I'm afraid of, is that they're like driving you down this very specific path and they're only allowing you to go in this direction, and here's 3 choices. There you go, boom, and we're gonna drive the story along like this. That's almost what I'm a little bit.
It just without having quest hubs with multiple quests like that, you're almost going to lend yourself to either getting really lost or stuck backtracking so much that it's going to become frustrating. So I think you're almost onto something.
But you won't be backtracking if it's very linear, and as you move along and finish that main quest and then your story quest,
right,
just appropriately, there's your next quest and here's your next 3. What do you think, Jason? Is that
the problem with that comes in grouping, though, because if I'm on part 6 of the quest chain and you're on part 3, can you tag along?
Yeah,
that's
I don't
what
know.
I worry about it. If it is like you say, if it's going to be very limited, very linear like that.
Well, I'm making the guess about the linear aspects of it. I was just kind of thrown off about them saying you can have 3 active quests. Now they say 3 active quests. I don't know. Maybe we're misinterpreting that. Maybe we need more clarification on that. Maybe you can have more quests in your log, but you only have 3 active. I don't really understand that, but I don't know.
Hopefully it's just like 3 with the little pointers on the map showing you where to go. Hopefully that's what it is.
Right.
Because City of Heroes only let you have 3 at a time, and I was annoyed the hell by that.
See, that's what but at least if it's only pointing you as waypoint directions for 3, that would be okay, but at least you could flip those in your journal. I don't know. Maybe it's possibly because they want you to get into like the cutscenes more and the story of each and individual quest, and not just forget about it because you've got you got to run around for 5 hours doing like all kinds of other little quests and missions. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a confusing
secret.
one. I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe we'll get some more clarification from Funcom on that one. All right, and finally they said that the microtransactions won't include stats or weapons, which is good, but I don't know if you guys thought of this, but maybe they would sell crafting materials. So that's a maybe. They haven't really said. They're saying maybe we might sell crafting materials. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? Because, I mean, basically, you know, what if you could sell those crafting materials on the auction house? How do you feel about selling mats?
I'm okay with the idea of them selling stuff to create the items in game. I actually really like this because what it does is it doesn't necessarily lends itself to weapons that I can't get if I don't want to put money into it. But what it does lend itself to is you can put money into the game and get an item that much faster because you did so. It doesn't mean that I can't get that weapon.
Yeah, but mats equal gear. Gear equals stats. What's the difference?
The difference is that you could get it in a week and I could get it in a month, but I still get that weapon. So I still get it. It just might take me longer.
I don't know.
It depends on the speed of crafting and how intricate it is and how much grinding you have to put into it, I guess.
I don't know. Mats for crafting weapons equal stats to me. So that just seems like a really easy workaround for them to just say, we won't sell weapons. We'll just sell you the things that have stats that don't have stats attached to them. But when you turn them into this, it magically has a stat.
I think it's a very graceful way to give you that pay to win, option.
Ooh, you said it.
But
You said it.
Oh.
You said.
But
You said the magic words that everybody's thinking about right now, because that's what I thought of.
but I could play to win over the course of 3 months.
I know, but if you could sell mats on the auction house and buy them, it's pretty much you could use them to make weapons or stat boosting items, enchantments, things like that. It's pretty much to me just the same as buying power. I'm not saying I have it, and here's the thing: I've said a million times, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I know people hate me for saying that, so I'll take the heat on this one. I'm just saying that the way that they're kind of spinning this to me just sounds like you're selling stats if you're gonna do this.
Forget the crafting, forget the middleman. I'm just going to throw my hunks of ore at people.
There you go.
Monsters.
Now, remember, I did say they said maybe. It's a maybe. They have said it is not confirmed. They are not going to be selling, they're not sure if they're going to sell crafting materials, or yes or no. They have not said it for sure. They said it's a maybe. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know about you guys, but it keeps kind of, I don't know what you guys think, but the secret world people just kind of keep freaking people out every time they talk about their payment model. Like things that are going on in the background. They're trying to do a lot.
I think they're trying to find different ways to approach the payment model. I think it's good. It's showing initiative to try and find the next way, a way that offers everybody what they want at the price that they want it.
Almost every MMO that's going free to play, it has at least the basic stuff like cosmetics or minor convenience and stuff, and every one of them, it seems, is trying to find that one little extra way it can push the envelope to get that little bit of extra cash to see them. But this is the free to play, of course, but it's still a cash shop. Same thing.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think there watching the show? Leave a comment below. Tell us what you think. How do you feel about selling mats that basically possibly could be turned into stats? Are you okay with it? Are you against it? What do you think? What do you think about selling materials as microtransactions in the secret world, or any MMO for that matter? Leave a comment below in the show and let us know. All right, let's move on. The devs behind MechWarrior Online revealed a ton of information in the Q&A. We talked about this an episode or two ago. MechWarrior Online, everybody was super excited. We all love mechs. Unfortunately, from our point of view, not all of it is exactly good. Technical director Matt Craig had this to say. Let me set this up one sec. I'm a total failure. I'll just keep making noise. My quote cards are not ready. Derp, derp, derp.
There it is.
There we go. Matt Craig, MechWarrior Online, says each game spawns its own dedicated server. These are not persistent like WoW. As mentioned, that would take us into MMO territory. There is persistent game world information, i.e. match results are communicated